Hi students, welcome to online class. So in this video we are going to discuss about the chapter 11 database concepts. We are going to discuss about the types of DBMS users. So in the last video we have discussed about the data model and its types. Last video we have discussed about the data model and its types. Now we are going to discuss about the types of DBMS users. See, the database management system consists of 4 types of users. The DBMS consists of 4 types of users. So first one is database administrators. And then second one is end user, or else you can say application programmers or software developers. Database administrators, application programmers or software developers, end users and database designers. We shall discuss one by one. So what is the role of these database management system users? So first of all, we are going to see about the database administrators. What is the role or what is the play they are doing in their database management system? So DBA or database administrator is the one who manages the complete database management system. So what they are saying, the database administrators are shortly called as the DBA. Those persons who used to manage the complete database management system. So they are only managing the whole database. So they are the responsible person who can maintain the database management system. Right. Next, DBA takes care of the security of the DBMS. So they will take care of the security of the DBMS, managing the license keys, managing the user account and access, etc. For example, in our school has created a database for storing the students' details, right? So there will be a person who is the administrator of the database management system. They are the administrator of the, he or she is the administrator of the database. So he will protect the database management system by providing some passwords as well as giving some security. Unauthorized persons should not access the database. For that, password protection as well as 1 or 2 stages they used to give password or a fingerprint, like that they used to provide the security, as well as they used to manage the license key. For example, each and every software we want to purchase, right? Most of the people in the world, they are not purchasing the softwares, because whenever we go for purchase, we want to pay the money and then we want to get the software. Instead of that, we are downloading in a free manner pirated softwares. But whenever we go for the database management system, we cannot do that. We want to purchase the database, right? So for that, the license key will be given. So the license key should be maintained. For example, if the license key is provided for 1 year, means after 1 year again we want to renewal that particular license by paying the money. So this management of license key is also done by DBA, as well as managing user account and access. For example, if the database is administered by the he or she, some administrator, after that the same database should be accessed by the class teachers or some other office staffs. So for that, the DBA, that is database administrator, he will create the user ID and password for the persons, those who are accessing. The DBA, the database administrator, will create the user ID and password for the persons, those who want to access the database. So that is what they are saying, managing the user accounts, and then they used to access the database. So database administrators are the persons, they are the whole authority of the database management system, as well as they used to provide the security to the database management system, and then they manage the license key. They used to maintain the user account, right? The next users are application programmers or software developers. What is their work in the DBMS? They used to develop and design the database management system. So in the heading itself we can understand application programmers or software developers. So they are going to develop the software. So they want to design and then they want to develop the database, right? Then next, the third user is the end user. So who is called the end user? So whenever the database is used or accessed by the persons, they are called the end users. So we are the end user. So already I told you, most of you are using the internet and then you are downloading the songs and movies from the website. Everybody, they used to download the songs and movies from the website. So whenever you are downloading the video or songs, you are the end users, right? So they have created the database. And then they have stored all the Tamil songs or whatever the songs. Each and every song is stored by film wise. Each and every films are stored by year wise. So like that they have created the database and then they have stored all the data. So the data is fetched by the users from the database. So we are called the end users. What we are going to do? We are going to download the data. For example, if you take a grocery shop, so the grocery shop, in that grocery shop, or you consider a supermarket also, they used to store the products what they receive. Whenever they purchase the products, they used to store all the products in the system. So already the database is in the system, it is stored in the computer. So what they are going to do is, they are going to store all the product name, all the data of the products, right? So they used to store the manufacturing date, they used to store the product name, as well as they used to store the barcode of the particular products, right? So see here, all the modern applications, web or mobile, store the user data. So all the applications are used to store the data. It may be a web, it may be a website or mobile or anything. All the applications that is used to store the data. Applications are programmed in such a way that they collect the user data and store the data on the DBMS systems running on their server. So applications are programmed. So each and every softwares are created. So how it was created? It was created to store the user data. So the data is going to be stored in the database management system, right? End users are the one who store, retrieve, update and delete the data. So like I told you, in the supermarket they used to store the product name, how much of quantity they have purchased, what is the price of the product. So they used to store the data, they used to retrieve the data. So updations will be done, and then whenever they want they can delete the data also, right? If the products are expired, then they can delete. Then database designers. So from the name itself we can understand. So who are called the database designers? They are going to design the database. So they are responsible for identifying the data to be stored in the database, for choosing appropriate structures to represent and store the data. So they want to create the they want to create the structure for the database, and then they want to identify what data they are giving, and then this particular data should be stored in which place, in which table, in which database it should be stored, right? There may be n number of databases, there may be one or more databases may be there. For example, if I want to store the 11th standard students marks, that should be stored in only 11th database. If I want to store the 10th standard student marks, that should be stored in 10th standard database. So for that we want to create the structure for the database. So 11th standard database should be created, 10th standard database should be created. So 10th standard should contain the students names, student details of 10th standard only, and then it should store only the 10th standard data, right? So database designers they are responsible for identifying the data, which data the user is giving, and then it should be stored in the database, and then the database should have a proper structure, appropriate structure, correct structure, and then it should store the data, right? I think you might have understood this. It's a 3 mark, or sometimes it may be asked as a 5 mark. Types of DBMS users. Right, there are 4 types of users are there. Who are they? Database administrators, then application programmers or software developers, end user, and database designers. Right. Next, now we are going to see the another 5 mark question, difference between DBMS and RDBMS. So DBMS means database management system. RDBMS means relational database management system. See that they are given the expansion. DBMS means database management system, RDBMS relational database management system. And then how the data is stored in DBMS, how the data is stored in RDBMS. In database management system, the data is stored in navigational model. Navigational model means data is linked by records. Data is linked by records. So it follows navigational model. Records means it will be linked by rows. Whereas RDBMS, records are linked by tables. So already I told you, tables are otherwise called as relations. In the previous videos we have discussed. So tables are otherwise called as relations. So this RDBMS follows relational model, that is data is stored in tables, rows and columns. Then what about the data redundancy? Data redundancy means repetition of data. So in DBMS, repetition of data is exhibit. So it will be there. The data repetition will be there in DBMS. Whereas in RDBMS, it will not exist. It will not exist. That is, it will not exhibit. Why the data redundancy is not exhibit in the RDBMS? Because it follows data normalization. Because it follows data normalization. Data normalization is followed in RDBMS, whereas in DBMS there is no such technique in DBMS. See here, that is the next point. So data normalization. Normalization is not performed in DBMS, whereas RDBMS uses normalization to reduce the redundancy. Redundancy means repetition of data. So repetition of data will be there. Repetition of data will be there in DBMS. It will not be there in RDBMS. Then whenever we access the data in DBMS, it consumes more time. So the data will be taken from the DBMS, it takes much amount of time. Whereas when we compare with the RDBMS, it will be very faster. It will be very faster. Then keys and indexes. So keys and indexes are not used in DBMS, whereas we use relational key. In RDBMS. So what is mean by key? Key in the sense, each and every record in the table is uniquely identified by one particular column, particular field. So that is called key. For example, if you take a particular class, each and every class contains a set of students. How can we identify each and every student? You can say that, sir, a student can be identified by the name, but a class can have one or two students with the same name. One or two students with the same name. Then how can we identify? For that purpose only, each and every class, each and every student is identified by the roll number, that is register number. I think you might have attended 2 public examination, 10th and 11th. So each and every student is identified by the register number. So one or two students have same name, same initial, then we cannot identify. So for that only they have given the register number. So like that, each and every record is identified by the key. So DBMS does not follow any key, whereas RDBMS follows relational key. So using that, we can identify the data in the RDBMS. Then transaction management. Transaction management is inefficient and then it is insecure. So sometimes it will throw some error, whereas in RDBMS it is efficient and secure, right? Then next, distributed databases is not supported in DBMS, whereas it is supported by RDBMS. Distributed databases means the database will be distributed, it will be available in the online, right? But when we go for RDBMS, it is supported, that particular feature is supported, whereas in DBMS it is not supported. So some examples are given there. So we can say DBase and FoxPro are the best examples of DBMS, whereas SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, MariaDB and SQLite, these are some of the examples of RDBMS. Can you understand, students? I think you might have seen the comparisons. There are several comparisons. So expansion, data storage, data redundancy. Data redundancy is exhibited in DBMS. It is not exhibited in RDBMS. So data is stored by records. It is linked by records in DBMS. Relational method, relational model is followed in the RDBMS. Then data access is more, it consumes more time in DBMS. It is faster when we compare with the DBMS. Data redundancy is exhibited in so normalization is not performed in DBMS, but RDBMS follows normalization. Like that we have discussed some examples and then we have discussed some comparisons. It's a very important question. It's a 5-mark question. Difference between DBMS and RDBMS. Right. Now we are going to see one keynote. Database normalization was first proposed by Dr. Edgar F. Codd. Dr. Edgar F. Codd. Usually they used to call it as E.F. Codd. So this particular technique was implemented by Dr. Edgar F. Codd as an integral part of RDBMS. Why it was implemented means to reduce the data redundancy and improve the data integrity. So repetition of data should not be there. For that purpose, E.F. Codd has introduced this particular technique in RDBMS. So this technique is also known as, these rules are all known as E.F. Codd rules. These rules are known as E.F. Codd rules. Right. I think you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.